It's Beth. 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 I feel that's short for Elizabeth, but she called herself Beth. This child was an illegitimate child to a person who was part of a gang, and my inclinations on this is to say that the child was fathered by George.
Do you have any idea what time period or year we're talking about?
Wow, well done. I feel probably leading 16th into 17th century. And yet, I want to go back, you know, and say these conditions from the foundations of this building go back to 13, is it 13 or 1400, Sam? The 13th century.
The foundations, you mean, not the building?
No, the foundations. But there's a connection between the foundations of its true building of the 1300s and built up in some manner again in the 14th century. And it's changed so many times. It's changed so many times. There's been families live here for quite a lot of years. And it was then changed. And we come to another layer of residual energy. And it's like an inn. And then it lay dormant, and all that was left here for a number of years was the residual energy and these spirit people walking around in this building that was empty of physical beings. And then a sunburst of physical energy again, which the spirit people were pleased to see. There's a tunnel here. There's a tunnel. And there's the stairs that go down to the tunnels. There's a cellar. There's a cellar that is connected to this building that goes way back, way back to the beginnings of its first structure.
Should we move on?
Shall we?
Yeah.
Derek was compelled to return to the room where on many occasions guests had seen ghostly duelists fighting to the death.
Now, as we come back in, from the energies that were linked here before and what I was being given and what I was picking up, then I'm getting, again, like another two men. And whereas I saw the swords earlier and the fighting, this time, the reason why they brought me back in here is if I look out at these windows and go outside to these cobbles, that these two duelists, they were shooting at each other. That's where I had the bangs earlier on.
Oh, yeah.
Boom. And they definitely were smugglers. And they were shooting at each other.
What sort of time period are they if they're smuggling?
I know the smuggling, the biggest amount of it was big casks of rum. Casks of rum, I suppose, and a lot of other things, but it seems that they give me, you see, these people who were involved in this, a gang, and the name Hawksworth or Hawksmith Gang, this was the big group that had, it's like as if they had everyone frightened. It's like if you come forward into this modern day and age, excuse the word, you know, you had the notorious people on the, called the Cray Twins, where they were, the feelings they give me is that they were just in some way, in the sense that they looked after everyone and give people things so that the people around look to them as being like knights in shining armour. They look after us. And yet, they would, on the other hand, they'd sit. And downstairs, not up here, in their group, round the table, and they'd drink the beer, the liquor, and they'd always have to... I'm seeing them, you know, here, just in this bedroom, and I'm up here. I'm seeing them sitting and get a big table, and they've got the guns, and they're there on the table of it, and they're on the ready. So anyone that walks in, and they look the wrong way, or they look suspicious, those guns are up. And they have no hesitation in shooting. Mm-hmm. So they had the kindness about them, and they had this evil part about them. But the evil part was in protection of what they were doing. So they had this, not just this dwelling here, but the surrounding area, a lot of people for them. But I feel it was born out of fear.
Right. Mm.
Fear. Mm. So muskets and swords, they were used in abundance here. Mm. Absolutely. I keep wanting to fall down, and this has been so strong. I've never had this before in an investigation. This constant perspiring.
No, I've never seen you so
Because
hot.
the mixture, it's not so warm, but the mixture of energy here is so much trying to disguise itself, and this causing this thing here in my body heat. And it's because I feel the secrecy up at this level of killing a person and dropping the person to a lower level. The only way I can describe it, like I was getting before, like a dungeon. And a passageway is like a tunnel.
Well, let's move. Do you think have you?
Well, I've got. Yes, I've just.
Here?
I had to go. But you see, outside, I feel on those cobbles, as Sam showed me a picture of two men, okay, and who were duelling, okay, but the energy's come back into here as well.
Gosh.
And I don't know why. I don't know why.
It's fascinating, isn't it? Wow. Don't get me sleeping.
We had one more room to visit in our walk around the Mermaid Inn, and this was room 5, one of the most haunted in the hotel. A lady in white is reported to walk the room. Could Derek tell us who she was?
Now, I don't know what the connection is, but again, I'm getting, and it's not an individual person actually here with us in the spirit body, but Sam keeps on mentioning a man that has got very, very, very strong links. And we talked a little bit earlier about the lady sitting here in the chair. And she most definitely is walking these hallways, these stairs, but she sent us to one particular bedroom. And she was in our day and age we call girlfriend or boyfriend, the girlfriend of a man that she loved very dearly, but his cohorts felt threatened by her, and they did away with her.
Right.
For no real reason, because she was innocent in actual fact. And I feel that's why she stayed in this atmosphere. And she's not altogether happy. And I wouldn't blame her, because she can recall why her life was taken.
Right.
She can recall it very. She's more really a spirit presence here than any of them.
Right.
Absolutely. And I would really be shocked, surprised, put the two together, if her presence. I feel what she tries to do, in actual fact, is she tries to draw attention, not to frighten people, tries to draw attention by the manner in which she manifests and shows herself. So Sam says that she would have been seen many times by people in the physical here, and she'd walk through the door.
Right.
An ethereal body,
Okay.
just to make people
See her.
Yeah, and she'd walk through it, she'd go back through it.
Well, I think it's a good time now to turn all the lights off.
Turn them off?
I think.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
While Derek had a short break, we switched our cameras to night vision mode. Jason